Logan, Marantz, Bowers & Wilkins, Sonos, Monitor Audio, and more. Their team will design the system, install it within your budget, and set it up so it's easy to operate. See? Nothing to be scared about. Electronics World in Gainesville or online at electronicsworld.net. That's electronicsworld.net.
My name's Michael Green. I'm a captain with the Star Department.
When Captain Green went shopping for an engagement ring, he shopped dozens of jewelry stores, but he found the best price, the best quality, and the best service at International Diamond Center.
I probably wasn't the easiest customer. I was pretty picky, and those guys were completely patient. They helped me find exactly what I was looking for, and a huge help through the whole thing. Everything from when you walk to the door to, you know, all the help we got to the pricing and the quality of the diamond.
And the icing on the cake? IDC's extra 15% discount for first responders and military, people on the front lines of service.
Yeah, it's definitely not a career you get into to get rich. When it comes to those sorts of things, you know, we're kind of working off of a budget. But I've referred a few guys at work to the crew over there at International Diamond Center, and they've all been happy with it.
If you're a first responder, you'll always get the red carpet at IDC. White glove service, special financing, and a generous extra discount.
I had nothing but a wonderful experience with International Diamond Center. Really looked out for me and my family.
At Celebration Point, and always online at shopidc.com.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. It's time for the Ryan Theis Show.
A service ace, and the Gators win it in 4.
No stranger to being a head coach, Theis has 14 NCAA tournament appearances on his resume, including 3 trips to the national semifinals.
Parks sets the middle. August got it down for the kill.
Now, the former UF assistant returns to Gainesville for his first year as head coach of the Florida Gators.
What a comeback for the Gators.
The Ryan Theis Show on WRUF is presented by International Diamond Center and the Gator Attack Club, and brought to you in part by Meldon Law, Alma Mater, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Quality Plumbing, UF Bookstore, Doreen Wiebe, Miapa Latin Cafe, Titan MRI, Campus USA Credit Union, Fairlife Milk, and the head beer coach.
Alongside Ryan Theis, here's the voice of Gator Volleyball, Tom Collette.
Good evening and welcome to the show on this Monday night special edition of the show, since the Gator Volleyball team will be traveling tomorrow to Knoxville, Tennessee to take on the Tennessee Volunteers in an SEC matchup on Wednesday night at Rocky Top. Alongside the head coach, I am Tom Collette. The number to call to join us tonight is the Meldon Law fan phone line at 352-392-8255. We'll give that out right here at the top of the show. You can also send us an email at theryantheisshow@gmail.com. Your questions and comments for the head coach, and a great weekend for Florida as they take 2 matches. First from Missouri on Friday night, then Vanderbilt yesterday. It seems like almost a couple, 3 days ago, but that was just yesterday, Ryan. First, your thoughts on a tough matchup on Friday night against Missouri. Your initial thoughts.
I thought that was a knockdown, drag-out. A lot of defensive plays, a lot of defensive stops. I thought both teams did a really good job of making it tough to get kills. And, you know, we were fortunate enough to come out on the winning side of that. I think one of the stats I asked for afterwards is, do we keep one-arm digs, because Missouri must lead the country in one-arm digs. It was impressive how they kept the ball off the floor. And then more impressive, I think, from our group was that we outdug them.
That was impressive. Maya Sands comes in as the 2-time defending SEC Libero of the year, and she had 19 digs. But how about the back row defense that your setter, Alexis Stuckey, played, leading the match with 22 digs? And also, your libero had 20 on the night. Yeah,
Lily, I think just recently, within the hour, named co-defensive SEC Freshman of the Week. And Stuckey, yeah, with 22. I mean, they were – you know, there are teams that will target and go at a setter just to try and slow down your offense in transition, and I think that was a case of that. They also – you know, we have teams right now that have taken the approach of, you know, we're not going to make hitting errors. We're going to make Florida beat us because we're a little high in the hitting error category. And I think that was a case of, you know, they had 1 attack error in the first set. It was actually a net on an overpass. I think they were at 3 attack errors after 2 sets. They just didn't hit a ball out, and they made us earn every point we got.
Kaylin Alexander was as advertised coming in. 24 kills for them, led the way for Missouri, but you fight back with good offensive diversity. I thought Alexis Stuckey made a lot of good choices throughout the match. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 players with double-digit kills, led by Jordan Bird's 19, but you look down at the stat sheet and you get a big lift on the right side from Vidicic.
Yeah, Millie came in and played great. I mean, she was feeling it there in the fourth. I think in the fourth, I think she had, 5 kills in the fourth set, something like that. I think 3 of them after 20, something like that. So she got it going and was feeling it. It was fun to watch.
Ella Vogel also chips in 14 digs along with Kira Hudson. They both played well in the back row as well.
Yeah, again, extended and long volleys, playing a team that refused to hit it out leads to some long volleys. I mean, sometimes you're picking up 2-3 digs in one volley, and those guys played great back there.
45 years since Vanderbilt had a volleyball team. 1980, they disbanded their program. They came into the O'Connell Center yesterday for a matchup against the Florida Gators. I thought another just chess match between you and the head coach, Anders Nelson, who was at Kentucky for 11 years under Craig Skinner. And I thought matching wits. The first set was all Florida. The second set, all Vanderbilt. And what was the difference between the first 2 sets and then you charged back in the third? Yeah,
again, we have a tendency to go a little high error, and there seems to be, it's occurring in the second set often. But if we use up all the hitting errors in that second set and then minimize, which we did a great job bouncing back in the third. So we're still working on, that learning process of a young team. And the line we use is when we're playing somebody and it's close, are they excited and are we frustrated? Mm-hmm. And if you're frustrated with close and the other team's excited, you're at a significant mental disadvantage. So we have to expect close. And everything we've been doing this year would say that we're going to be in these matches in tight situations often. So expect close, be confident in that environment, and be excited by it.
You made a lot of defensive changes during the match. You had to make adjustments because as we watched it courtside, Vanderbilt was going to the right a lot to Sorensen, which we really didn't see in the scouting report, at least from the broadcaster's perspective. Then they start going to the back row more with their 2 outside hitters. And then Jacqueline Moore in the middle comes alive as well. So there were a lot of things you had to defend and make adjustments through the match.
Yeah, the right side attack was not a high volume attack from them for sure. And I think what happened a little bit was we did such a good job on stopping the lefts. I think one left was 0, one left was negative. I don't think Cheney got a kill till early in the second set. And so I think they just threw a couple balls right and it was working. And so she kept it going, and we definitely had to adjust that a little bit.
And just a different feel to the match on Sunday, where Friday night was almost an offensive slugfest. You put up 71 kills. You transitioned to the Sunday match, and both teams are below 50 in terms of kills. It was more of a defensive match. You get 4 block solos in the match as you finally found a blocking rhythm as the match wore on. And then 18 block assists. So that was quite the defensive effort put forth by Florida at the net.
Yeah, I thought we competed well from a blocking perspective and even a serving perspective. If you get a lot of block and ace points, the kills are going to be a little bit lower on a day like Friday when they again refuse to be block or make hitting errors. You have to get the kills. I mean, you got to get to 25 points, 3 times, 4 times, 3 times to win it. And so that's going to, those numbers have to come from somewhere. They can come from opponent hitting errors, but you certainly can't bank on that.
You mentioned it already that Lily Hayes was the co-freshman of the week in the league, as she, on Sunday, had as well 4 service aces to go along with her 16 digs.
Yeah, she was feeling it from the service line, which is great to see. She is working on it a lot and, just a little bit different collegiately as a freshman. So it's coming along. It was great to give her some confidence in that one.
Let's get to our first feature of the evening, as we do here on the show. The first feature that we look at is the Hitter of the Week. It's brought to you by Titan MRI and Imaging. Titan MRI and Imaging has same-day scheduling available and easy self-pay. Now with 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Start feeling better today. That's TitanMRI.com. It's your choice.
Yeah, Hitter of the Week, Jordan Bird. She tallied 32 kills, 4 kills per set. over 4 points per set through the course of the weekend. That's a pretty good weekend. Not always as efficient as she would like, but it's not easy to score 32, 35 points on a weekend.
And as the season has moved along, we saw it again on Sunday. You're asking her to do more. We've seen her in the serve-receive line as this season's gone on.
Yeah, she's doing a really nice job handling service pressure. Everybody will come at her right as she steps in, and she's done well with it.
Next up is the Save of the Week. It's brought to you by Fairlife Milk. Discover protein shakes by Fairlife Milk. Explore our 26-gram and 42-gram high-protein drinks. Perfect for workout recovery and nutrition.
Yeah, there was a play, and excuse me as I'm looking at my notes here. Lily, I think we were down 15-16 in the third set to Missouri, and Lily made a one-arm saved into the net, and it looked like the play was over, and then Kira popped it up and grabbed it. Emily comes flying through and sends it over, and then so they get a shot at a terminal attack, and Alec and Mitza both got a block touch on it, and we sent it back over, and then Hudson ends it with ends it with a one-on-one stuff block to make it 16-all, and we go on to win that set. And I thought that was a pretty good team effort, starting with a Lily one-arm dig.
It seemed like over the weekend you got a lot of block touches that didn't go as terminations, but allowed your back row defense to do their job.
Yeah, if we can just touch it, it slows it down. And if a hitter looks like they've got a seam or a crease, if we can get a hand in there. We talk about reaching outside our body line to get a block touch. When you see where the hitter's going, can you independent hand adjust and just try and touch it to just drop 10, 15 miles an hour off for our defenders?
Question from an emailer who has emailed in to the show tonight, if you'd like to do that as well. It's the Ryan Theis Show at gmail.com. Ryan, he says, last week was a gut check for your squad, and we talked about this a little bit, but it's not the huge deal. It's where you finish. But falling out of the AVCA top 25 for the first time since 1991, how did the leaders on your squad step up and turn it around with 2 big wins this weekend?
Yeah, I just think we have really made a huge effort to avoid outside noise, and that's what a top 25 poll is. It's coaches who vote. It's popularity contest. It's what have you done for me lately? I mean, some people are looking, hey, I've removed Florida. I'm looking for someone else to put in. We've got 3 or 4 pretty good wins on our resume. And so we're just focused on us being better and getting to December. And that's our goal. And, whatever's votes and things like that are happening aren't going to change what we're doing.
And no one's going to take away that Pitt win from you. They're currently 6th in the latest AVCA poll. Doing a scan of where the SEC volleyball coaches voted the teams, Kentucky 1, Texas 2, Texas A&M 3, Missouri 4, Florida 5, Tennessee 6, Oklahoma 7. And in the preseason poll, the AVCA poll, Kentucky was 7, Texas 5, A&M 9, Missouri 17, Florida 16, Tennessee and Oklahoma receiving votes. So take a look at this week's poll, just for giggles. Kentucky is the 3rd-ranked team in the country. Texas just above them at number 2. A&M stayed about the same. They're at number 10. Missouri and Florida tied, receiving votes tied for 26 if you extended the poll. And Tennessee's in the poll at 17 now. And that's your next opponent. This Tennessee Volunteer team, especially up at Rocky Top, it's going to be a tough task.
Absolutely. Really good team. Looking forward to the challenge. They're pretty physical. They got a Cuba kid who can absolutely score from multiple zones on the court. They're strong in all positions, and they got a really competitive setter who frustrates you and is very active at the net. So we'll have our hands full for sure.
And that is on Wednesday night from Rocky Top. We will take our first break of the show here now, get back to more analysis of the Florida Gators past weekend and what is ahead. 3 tough matches strung together in a row for this Florida Gator volleyball team. We'll get into that and more as you listen to the Ryan Theis Show on WRUF.
No one brings you the NFL like we do. WRUF.
The commitment from IDC to first responders is really extraordinary.
Veteran firefighter Johnny Hinton talks about International Diamond Center's ongoing support for our heroes in uniform.
IDC has helped us raise just massive amounts of money.
Johnny says in addition to corporate gifts to support charity fundraisers, IDC is there every day, helping first responders with an extra 15% discount on any purchase.
Again, thank you guys so much.
International Diamond Center at Celebration Point.
90 years ago, 9 University of Florida faculty members started something big, Campus USA Credit Union, the first credit union on a U.S. college campus. Today, Campus USA is 160,000 members strong, proudly serving the community with auto loans, business loans, mortgages, and more. Whether you're just starting out or building your future, Campus is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by any campus location or join the team at campuscu.com. Campus USA Credit Union, celebrating 90 years of better banking.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
The Ryan Theis Show continues here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
24-18, set 4, match point.
Alec Roth with the decider on Sunday to end the match. And, wow, between those two middles, with the foot speed, with the athleticism, getting to that right pin on the slide play, and also making some great plays in front of the center, Florida is really in a good spot at the middle blocker position. Don't settle for a knockoff diamond when you can get the best diamonds at the best price at International Diamond Center in Celebration Point. International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. It is the Ryan Theis Show tonight, all things Florida volleyball until 7 o'clock. Special edition here on a Monday night because the team will be traveling to Knoxville, Tennessee to go to Rocky Top and take on the Tennessee Volunteers on Wednesday evening. A stretch of 3 tough matches in a row, 2 at home, then back to the O'Connell Center. It's number 17 Tennessee Wednesday, number 3 Kentucky on Sunday in Lexington in Memorial, and then back home on a Wednesday night on the 22nd to take on the Oklahoma Sooners in Exact Tech Arena at the Stephen C. O'Connell Center. If you'd like to be part of the show tonight, please join us on the Meldon Law fan phone line. Meldon Law is the official accident law partner of the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we won't back down. Again, that number to call, 352-392-8255. Our next weekly feature is the Campus USA Federal Credit Union Offensive Player of the Week. Offensive Player of the Week brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life with Campus USA Credit Union.
Okay, so I guess I talked a little bit. I thought we did we do offensive player?
Hitter.
We did hitter. Okay.
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Week is going to be pretty similar this week. We could go Millie on that one, Vidovich instead of Jordan. She had a couple of big swings late, so we'll give that one to her.
That is a great choice indeed from the right side, and a variety of shots from Milica. Missy Whittemore, my broadcast partner on SEC yesterday, was just, what's the word I'm looking for? She was impressed by the two-handed push shot. Is that an international thing? Is that just something that is available to the hitters? And if you see it, you can direct it with two hands.
Yeah, I think as an attacker, you're basing your timing on where the ball is located in the setter's hand. And younger players like Millie, it's, am I coming off my left foot when it's leaving her hand? Am I coming off my foot when it's getting in? What is the distance that the ball is going to travel? And so, I would say that she isn't in perfect rhythm when she does that two-handed push, but it's a really good way to manage it. I mean, some players, if not in the perfect rhythm, will err or give the team something easy, give the opponent something easy, and she's pretty good at throwing it to a spot that's going to make it challenging.
Let's go back to an email question we received at the email theryantheisshow@gmail.com. Entering the second half of the season, what have you learned from this team, Ryan?
I knew early on that they know how to compete, and they're not afraid to do it. I think what we've learned is what I mentioned earlier about frustration versus excitement. When things aren't going well, do we take frustration as an individual and radiate that amongst the team? And that's sometimes when one error becomes five. And so that's something we've recognized and noticed, and continue to try and find ways in practice to emulate the pressure, right? Can we side out 3 times in a row? Can you side out twice in a row, go back and serve and earn a point against a group of male practice players or something along those lines? So can you have that pressure of consistency, or you have to start back over? And that's our way to try and say, hey, you can't be frustrated. You just have to go to the next point, and you just got to string it together.
Got it. Let's go to our Meldon Law official accident law partner of the Florida Gators, the Meldon Law fan phone line. At Meldon Law, we won't back down. Let's go to the phone where we have Bob standing by. Bob, go ahead with your question or comment for head coach Ryan Theis.
Yeah, Coach, we watch the practices a lot and see the players play on certain skills and play as team practice, against each other. But how much time do the coaches spend on individual players? How often do you call the player aside and spend some time with them saying, hey, I know you're having a problem with this, or you could improve that? What's being done there?
Well, the answer is, daily. We spend about 50% of our time on 6-on-6 training and about 50% on individual training on any given week. And then in that individual training, they have a video, essentially like an Apple TV, that they do a play and they can look at it immediately for video feedback of themselves. And that's a lot of times when they'll ask a question. They'll go, hey, was I early? Was I late? As they're watching, and they can get that feedback. Sometimes, they're looking for an answer and, was I early? Was I late? Well, maybe the secondary set or the set missed, so in that situation, what can I do? So they'll ask a lot of questions, throughout the course of a practice. And then I would say probably 3 or 4 conversations a week involve, somebody coming in for individual video to sit down with a coach and do something like that, and or, hey, pull somebody aside and go, hey, I see you struggling with this. And so that's a big part of it.
Great question, Bob. Any follow-up on that? We appreciate you calling in. Again, that number to call is 352-392-8255. Our next weekly feature on the show tonight is the Defensive Player of the Week. Defensive Player of the Week is brought to you by Ruse Ogra, State Farm Insurance. State Farm Agent Ruse Ogra is your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for the service you deserve at the price you want. Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, Lily Hayes. 4.5 digs per set over the weekend. Co-freshman of the week in the SEC. Pretty easy pick on that one this weekend. Although Kieran and Vogel, as you mentioned, had terrific nights. But some credit to our libero for this one.
Let's go back to our email that we have received. Let's go ahead and check that as I move my mouse here to pull that email up. This one comes to us from Gary. And Gary says, Coach, our attack leans heavily on pins and middles. Are back row attacks happening in practice, or are they just not ready for prime time in a match?
Yeah, in fact, we work on it daily as well. I think, there's probably a couple of Gator Attack Club people wearing their keyboard out on asking about back row attacks and publicizing it anywhere they want. But in reality, what you have to look at is in the situation you're in, based on the people you have, what is the most efficient attack? And day in and day out in our gym, an out-of-system high ball from a setter to a front row attacker, or if our setter is taken out and Lily Hayes or someone steps in to set that second ball, is just significantly more efficient right now than us out of the back row. So we continue to work on it. We also continue to work on developing, Jordan Bird, Anaya's, Melitza's back row play so that we can get the dig to allow them to transition attack. So transition back row attacking can be the more effective than in first ball, but you have to get that dig first. And right now we're working on developing, and always will work on developing six rotation. My hope would be, 2 years from now, 2.5, when Jordan, Anaya are seniors and Melitza's a junior, can all three of those people be playing all the way around and attacking out of the back row efficiently.
And back to that question we had previously about individual workouts, we've noticed watching the matches that Jordan Bird seems to take some balls farther back in her attack than a lot of the hitters do. And she had a couple great attacks that she took farther, I guess, forward in her swing. And Missy and both Missy and Nick Sharonis, my color analyst, would comment, I wonder if she's overrunning it or the set was just a little bit too far back that she had to play the ball, I guess, more behind her head.
Yeah, I think one of the things with Jordan that will continue to be worked on, and it's a bit more of an off-season project, is just the length of levers required for her to pull her arms back, draw, and take a swing. That's a long process, right? So can she do it as she's coming off her left foot and hit an in-system ball? So we talk about your hitting window, and sometimes a 5'11" or 6 foot outside hitter that can we call it getting through the zone, right? When your arms get from behind your back, swing forward into position, how quickly can you get through the zone? And that can give you a bigger hitting window. And so for Jordan, it's a matter of, can I get through that window? And if a set misses a little bit behind me, does that completely disrupt my window? So I would say that would be something we'll continue to progress and work. And, daily, it's, okay, the Stuckey's from here. Where's a location that you can get it in the right spot that you need? And if it misses, can you joust? Can you win that point anyway? But no doubt, I remember after the first weekend with Stanford and Pitt, in the press conference with the excitement of Pitt, I think Jordan's comment was, Stuckey and I continue to work on it. It hasn't been easy. And I kind of laughed, admitting that that's something that they're continuing to work on. But if she can get through that window quicker, it helps everybody. And
we've talked about it through the course of running this show, that you've got so many young faces, so many players who haven't played collegiately. The connection with the middles, has been undeniable, but they played together. They played together last year, and they're playing together now. And you've got a player like Jordan Bird who redshirted her first year at Texas, didn't play the second year at all on a talent-laden team, and now she's thrust. And in some of the big moments, she's been unbelievable. Pitt, for one, you mentioned that match just shone brighter than everybody on the court. And this is a player only in her second collegiate match, 3 years into her collegiate career. So it's been gone pretty well, I think.
Yeah, no, and there's an element of, are you used to being the man, right? Are you used to, I'm supposed to lead us in points every night? And most people in the SEC have somebody who's been in that position more than 1 year, right? And so this is Jordan's first crack at that. And I think she's handling it very well. I mean, I think she knows there's pressure on her to do it, and she's handling it well. And in some matches when it's going poorly, she's bounced back and ended extremely well, like you saw on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Our next weekly feature before we go to our next break is the Sub of the Week. The Sub of the Week is brought to you by Miapa Latin Cafe, serving the best Cuban food north of Miami. Now with 6 locations in Alachua County and their new drive-thru in the city of Alachua at that location. Visit Miapa Latin Cafe today.
Yeah, Bella Lee had a couple of really good serves on Sunday coming in off the bench. We play so many people, and so many people are used to, hey, okay, I'm coming off the bench. So I don't know if I'd go with Sub of the Week this week, but I might tweak it just a little bit and say Kira Hudson, who has flipped between left side and right side throughout the year. And this year we said, hey, this weekend we said, hey, we're going to start you as a back row player, but we're going to run out of subs because we're using multiple DSs. And so sometimes you're going to stay in and play front row. Sometimes you're just going to play back. And she handled that amazingly. So just a different role of the week, we'll call it.
I like that, different role of the week. We'll give that to our executive producer, Freddie Wiebe. We'll make that happen. We will make a break happen here. More of the Ryan Theis Show after this brief timeout.
WRUF.
Your front row seat to all Gator sports.
98.1 FM, 8:50 AM.
103.7 HD2.
And anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
This is Gator Country.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Gear up to root on the Gators at the University of Florida bookstore at the Wrights Union. The UF bookstore will be open from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. for all the orange and blue gear you need. There's a large selection of clearance items throughout the clothing department with many items up to 50% off original price. This is a great time to expand your Gator wardrobe and save some money too. So as you look to root on the Gators, debut some new orange and blue gear at the UF bookstore, open noon to 5 on Sunday. So to score, just remember the University of Florida bookstore inside the Wrights Union on campus, and go Gators!
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Pass, set, kill, point, Florida. Gator volleyball fans, do you want to get closer to the action and support your favorite student athletes? Join the Gator Attack Club, the official booster club for Florida volleyball. Your membership gets you exclusive access to events like Meet the Team socials, pre-match coaches' corners, and post-match receptions. To join the fun, visit GatorAttackClub.org. The Gator Attack Club. Join now and get ready to cheer the Gators on to victory. Go Gators!
It's football season, touchdowns and celebrations, and unfortunately, injuries. If you're injured, call Titan MRI and Imaging. No need to deal with long wait times and high costs to get your scans done. Titan MRI and Imaging will save you time and money. And the experience at Titan MRI and Imaging, much more personal than the sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. So if you need a scan, call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
It's the Ryan Theis Show. Right.
It's time to join the Gator Attack Club, the official booster club of Florida Volleyball. To join the fun, visit us at GatorAttackClub.org. The Gator Attack Club, ready to cheer on the Gators to victory.
Meldon Law is the official accident law partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law, we won't back down. You can join us fans on the Meldon Law fan phone line at 352-392-8255. You can also, if you're watching on YouTube, send us your questions via the YouTube app that you're on. WRUF, home of the Gators. Charlie Jones is our engineer tonight, engineering our broadcast. He will take your calls if you so desire to dial in and be part of the program. A follow-up question from last weekend that we didn't get to is actually sent, I think, after the show was over, but we know Taylor Parks has been in street clothes the last few matches, recovering from an illness. And the question came up that who's the emergency backup setter? In case
Kira actually has been she
Really?
she loves it. She loves
Really,
it. Any
Kira?
chance she can hop over and get setters. We have these targets out there, and she'll jump on those any chance she gets.
Really? All right. Kira Hudson, the backup emergency setter for the Florida Gators. When is Taylor Parks due back? It looks like she's getting close.
Soon. Yep. Hope to see her soon.
Very good. And then a follow-up to the Sub of the Week feature that we just did moments ago. I've had one or two folks ask me, you've got so many options, so many players available to plug into certain situations. And, Lauren Harden was pretty darn good the last time she played against Mississippi State, had a career-high 9 kills, and brought you back with 2 big kills in that first set to end on a 6-0 run, and we haven't seen her since. Opportunity to see her maybe this weekend or the upcoming 3 matches?
Yeah.
In terms of the matchups?
Yeah, the opportunity always exists for sure, and she continues to work hard at practice to try and earn minutes.
Okay. Our next feature is the Ace of the Week, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same company that Gainesville has trusted for over 40 years. Quality Plumbing, their name says it all. Who is the Ace of the Week belong to?
Jayla. I had a note here. Sorry, I was struggling to pull it up. But it was 11-10 in the 4th set against Missouri. And she got a block for a huge side out. It was all fired up and then went back and rocked an ace. And so we ended up, I think, pulling ahead 13-10 at the end of her serve run.
Perfect time to go to one of our email questions that we received. Big focus heading into last week was consistency, and an area where that showed was in serving. How do you feel about your team's efforts from the service line?
I thought in both matches, I don't have it off the top of my head, but did we get to 9 aces in both?
9 aces against Missouri, and against Vanderbilt, you clocked 7.
Okay.
And a good ratio, 7-9 in terms of aces to errors in that match yesterday.
Yep, and I think I was asked after Missouri about it was maybe 11 misses and something like that, but you give me 9 aces and 11 or 12 misses, and we'd take that every match all year.
Florida Gators finding more consistency while serving. And as I mentioned previously, your co-freshman of the week had 4 service aces in the match yesterday against Vanderbilt. And we did see that Vanderbilt brought a server who can really bring it with a heavy topspin. I haven't been on all the road matches and seen all the tape, but it seemed like the first time really that you had a server of that quality that they brought in terms of hitting that big serve.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a really effective jump spin since Pitt. Babcock has, one of, if not the best in the country. So, yeah, we had to bring it back out in practice, and sometimes I'll just stand on a box and wail volleyball. I mean, Walt's lefty, right? So you got to have a right-handed arm just bringing it. And then we use male practice players for that as well. I used to jump and hit it, but those days are gone.
Okay. Our next feature is the SEC Wins, brought to you by Alma Mater, the ultimate Florida Gator store right here in Gainesville, where you'll find everything you need to show off your Gator pride. 34th and University behind PDQ, Alma Mater. I look back at the week, Ryan, just to get this party started on this one. Kentucky at Texas A&M. Kentucky, Eva Hudson, 24 kills, and Lednicki, the right side attack for A&M, had 21 in that matchup. Then Tennessee took Texas to the brink, and Texas held on to win 3-2. So those are pretty two tough matches already in the SEC we saw last week.
Yep. No, it should be, every week there's going to be some intense. Every week somebody's going 5. There's just no good way with this much competition and this many good players that we don't have some of those long ones, those 2.5 hour matches.
And the big surprise to a lot of us, too, from the past week was Friday night as you were taking care of business against Missouri. LSU coming off of almost beating Tennessee, then beating Florida. They get swept by Alabama. Alabama's first win in league play.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show, the quality of the league and the expression any given Sunday, or any given Friday. It's just, a lot of good players. And if you don't come out and execute well, you can just get jumped so quickly. And so, yeah, that was interesting for sure. And I have not looked at like those numbers. Did everyone play for both sides? What was the, did somebody just serve their face off and have 16 aces in 3 sets or something silly like that? But I haven't studied it. But yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise to see that one.
And 2 teams from last week get their SEC first win of the season. We talked about Vanderbilt already earning the program's first win since the program was disbanded in 1980. South Carolina goes to Arkansas. Not an easy place to play. They get their first SEC win as well.
Yep, and they'll get a couple more. They're a good team.
Libero Play of the Week. We'll get to that next. The Libero Play of the Week is brought to you by UF Bookstores. We don't sell diplomas, just everything you need to get one. UF Bookstores, your one-stop shop for all things Gator.
Yeah, no surprise there, a Lily situation. I just thought she really handled serve-receive really well, seams really well, and just a couple of relentless pursuits on balls that, this might have been one of her best weekends of the year.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about what's ahead. Let's dig deeper a little bit into that now because we'll have a question as a follow-up from one of the listeners. Next 3 matches for Florida. It's a tough road as you play at number 17 Tennessee 2 nights from now. In fact, you'll be gearing up on Wednesday night in final preparation in Rocky Top on Wednesday night. Then on Sunday, you play at Kentucky against the number 3 team in the country who is yet to drop an SEC match. Then a week from Wednesday, you get back to the O'Connell Center and Oklahoma, who's receiving votes in the latest AVCA poll. That's next Wednesday, the 22nd. So as we look at those matches in the context of the question from one of our listeners, what will be your biggest point of emphasis for improvement heading into these next 3 matches, a pretty grueling stretch against arguably the top or near the top of the league?
Yeah, without question, you got to serve well. I mean, if they have all systems go offensively, you're not going to get a lot of first swing stops, right? And so what's their kill percentage on first ball in perfect pass? And so you want to get as few perfect passes as possible. So talk about improvement, I would say just a really good serving match would be an emphasis. And then the other one is just side out percentage and consistency. I mean, I think it was, if you side out above 65% of the time, you're highly likely in a position to win, unless you're giving up 75%, right? So against Missouri, I think the 3 sets we won was 70%, 77%, and 70%. And they were close. They were all close, but with that percentage, you're going to win that set. And so that, without question, consistency of side out. It takes so much pressure off everything else if you can side out. If you give up a 3 or 4 point run, there's so much pressure from the service line, from a stop perspective, that you just have to get those stops. So if you side out, it takes a lot of that away.
Take us into how you build a scouting report for what you're going to try to accomplish at this service line when your players are going to be serving. I know each opponent's going to be a little bit different. You look at how each passer interacts with their serve-receive line. What other factors or what factors go into how you devise when Walt's on the side calling the service zones? What goes into that preparation?
So one of the first things you evaluate from a number perspective is there zones particular players don't like to pass the ball. For example, several players' weakness would be their one zone when they're in the right back passing position. And then once you decide, okay, this player struggles in the one, The next thing you want to evaluate is it from the cross-court ball or is it the line-to-line ball? Okay, and then you would say, okay, she struggles with the line ball. So a strategy would be to move over who's ever serving and try and hit her down the line. Then you would say, okay, this person in the 5, are they better at the cross court? So you're evaluating each passer on what they like and prefer based on zone and serve angle. And then the third part of it that you would go is, can you break up approach patterns? So if a phenomenal slide hitter is cutting across the middle of the court, is there a serve angle either towards the 1 or to the 5 that will break up that pattern and or a short serve and make the slide approach less effective?
And we have seen that as teams have tried to do that to Florida to affect Auguste and Roth in terms of what their routes might be to when they're attacking. We've seen the short ball in more frequency as the season's worn on.
Yeah. I think there was a match early that we struggled with, and it's something you always prepare for because you just don't want to appear stunned and all of a sudden lose a set because somebody got 3 points on a short serve. There was one we struggled early, but I think we've been pretty efficient against it since.
In baseball, you always talk about the center fielder coming in has precedent over an infielder going out, and we've seen that both Roth and Jayla Auguste can pass when need be in the short serve situation, but you'd much rather have a DS or the libero taking that first contact, wouldn't you?
Yeah, unless that contact would completely block their approach. I mean, I would say you're better at passing it yourself, and they practice that,
okay.
and going and running a route than being picked. Because if you can't get across. Now, your option as a middle is, can you jump further across and the DS come in second? Because then we call that jumping the serve. Can you jump across and get out of the way and let the DS take it? Or do you want to play it yourself to go? And that's something they work on together.
Again, Florida, 3 big matches ahead for this Gator volleyball team at number 17, Tennessee, on Wednesday night. You can watch that match on SEC Network. Then at number 3, Kentucky on Sunday afternoon. That one is on the mothership, ESPN television. Then back in the Exact Tech Arena at the O'Connell Center a week from Wednesday on the 22nd against the Oklahoma Sooners. We'll grab another break here. More of the Ryan Theis Show after this brief timeout.
You're home for Thursday Night Football right here on WRUF.
Pass, set, kill, point, Florida. Gator volleyball fans, do you want to get closer to the action and support your favorite student athletes? Join the Gator Attack Club, the official booster club for Florida volleyball. Your membership gets you exclusive access to events like Meet the Team socials, pre-match coaches' corners, and post-match receptions. To join the fun, visit GatorAttackClub.org. The Gator Attack Club. Join now and get ready to cheer the Gators on to victory. Go Gators!
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
90 years ago, 9 University of Florida faculty members started something big, Campus USA Credit Union, the first credit union on a U.S. college campus. Today, Campus USA is 160,000 members strong, proudly serving the community with auto loans, business loans, mortgages, and more. Whether you're just starting out or building your future, Campus is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by any campus location or join the team at campuscu.com. Campus USA Credit Union, celebrating 90 years of better banking.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
You can get the best diamonds at the best price. International Diamond Center, located in Celebration Point, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators.
Well done. That is Ryan Theis, the Florida Volleyball head coach. And we have about 7 minutes left in the show, so you can get on the Meldon Law fan phone line and join us. Meldon Law is the official accident law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law, we won't back down. That number to call is 352-392-8255. And we have a fan on the line. It is Porter. Let's go now to Porter on the Meldon Law phone line. Go ahead, Porter, with your question or comment for Coach.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Tom. I have a question for each of you, actually.
Beautiful.
Can you hear me?
We got you.
Tom, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, Tom, a question for you. I just want to know, how difficult is it to bounce back and forth as the SEC TV feed, where you're a neutral journalist, broadcast journalist, as opposed to doing, the Gator Radio Network, where you're supposed to have a little bit of that Gator in it. How difficult is that?
When you prepare for the match, you go in knowing what role you have to play, and it is.
You're a Gator. You have emotions. I mean,
I guess when I do the matches on radio, I'm more flat for the opposing team. And I think it's such an exciting sport to watch, one of the most exciting sports to play when you go out and play it on the sand lot or on the sand at the beach or at the river or at the lake. That I give enthusiasm and hype for both teams because the athletic ability with both with the women playing this sport today is just through the roof. And my daughter's now playing at the high school level, so I enjoy going watch her and her team play. So. You want to bring enthusiasm to the broadcast.
You're not quiet out there either. And Coach Theis, I just wanted to ask you, back in with traditional side-out scoring, you don't want to make an error and get an ace and an error. But if you had an ace and a service error in those days, it was actually a positive because you don't score on a side-out. But now with rally scoring, if you do literally one ace and one error, you don't accomplish anything. So, I mean, how do you change that when you focus? I mean, it seems to me like now, as odd as it sounds, the focus must be on siding out every time.
Yeah, well...
How do you take it? I'll take it off the air. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Porter.
Where I would disagree with you is if you get an ace and then make an error that you didn't gain anything, is you actually earned a point. And so when you're serving, if you can score 50% of the time when you serve, that's huge. We talk about siding out at 65%. You want a point score at 45. That math tells you 100%. So if you get that ace, you earned a point, and odds are against you. So because 45 is good. So we'd take an ace and then an error, and we'd say to our server, "Good job getting one."
So much has changed in the sport since I started calling matches back in '94, where it was side out. It was serves can't touch the net, or if you see the net just shake a little bit, well, wait a minute, you got to reserve that one again. It's a net or a let serve. And explain to us, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, how we've gone from adding the libero now to having two liberos available to you because everyone's been trained at, hey, you've got one person, they have to change the jersey if they want to in between sets. You can declare a different libero each set, and now you can have two.
Yeah, they're doing some of that internationally and free subs. And some teams are even just using a really good server, and that person will play the second libero position, come in and rip a jump serve, right? So I think they just allow it in NCAA because it increases participation. And, we have rosters of, 18 people as of now. So if you can get somebody else in there, why inhibit it?
We have seen the rosters expand quite a bit. It used to be 14 to 15 on each team. Now it's 18 to 20.
If that. Well, now the new cap is 18, so you won't see over 18 anymore. But, yeah, there's some 22s and things like that. So now
I think Hawaii one year had 6 liberos.
Yeah. No, it's 22 on a roster used to be sometimes, not everybody, but sometimes. And now 18 will be your cap.
How about an injury update in terms of where some of the Gators who have not played this year, and you said D might be able to make it back after having shoulder surgery in the spring. We know Emerson Hoyle's not coming back, and we know that Maddie Gravely's not. But what's on the injury front? Yeah,
Taylor's closest, and then D, continues to progress and do more and more in practice each week.
What has she been able to do in terms of?
She can attack now off of live setting, so she's doing that every day at practice. She can block in some situations, but we're still protecting that left shoulder. And so she'll block, for example, a soft, squishy ball instead of a hard-hit regular volleyball. Okay. So she's getting close.
Is she on a swing count in terms of the shoulder?
No, because it's her right shoulder, not her – I'm sorry, it's her left shoulder,
not her right.
Injured. So, no real swing count.
Interesting. I mean, I wonder how she injured the opposite shoulder from her hitting shoulder.
It's a dislocated issue she had coming in.
Ouch.
They got it taken care of shortly after she got here in January last year.
Okay, great. Let's take a look at our last feature of the week because time is of the essence now. As we've alluded to what Florida has ahead of us. The matches to watch this week are brought to you by Doreen Wiebe, Realtor with Coldwell Banker, M.M. Parrish. Are you in the market to buy or sell your home? Doreen Wiebe with Coldwell Banker, M.M. Parrish will provide you with fast, friendly, and reliable service. Call her today at 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411 to help your dreams come true.
Well, I'm sticking with our 2 matches this week as the matches to watch, and I'll let you pick the other 2.
There are some great matchups coming along in the SEC, and I had them right here in front of me, and there they are. As we're winding down with about a minute to go here in the program. Oklahoma at Texas A&M on Friday should be a wonderful match to watch. We've already alluded to, of course, the Florida matches. Auburn at Tennessee. Florida at Kentucky I had circled in big letters. And then Oklahoma at Texas. When those 2 programs get together, no matter what the sport might be, it always is an incredible matchup. The Red River rivalry. That's hard to say.
Fun to have those guys in the SEC for sure.
It certainly is. And it looks like we are getting near to wrap up on our time tonight, as I've been told by Charlie that our hard out is at 56. Is that still the case? We have 30 seconds to go. So we thank Charlie Jones for engineering our broadcast tonight. Our producer here at WRUF is Kevin Winter. Freddie Wiebe, the executive producer of The Ryan Theis Show. Our thanks to Ryan for joining us tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday next week. Again, Florida, Tennessee on Wednesday, Kentucky on Sunday. Go Gators. For Ryan Theis, I'm Tom Collette saying good night from The Ryan Theis Show.
Your home for Tampa Bay Buccaneers football. WRUF.
It's football season, touchdowns and celebrations, and unfortunately, injuries. If you're injured, call Titan MRI and Imaging. No need to deal with long wait times and high costs to get your scans done. Titan MRI and Imaging will save you time and money. And the experience at Titan MRI and Imaging, much more personal than the sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. So if you need a scan, call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
Gear up to root on the Gators at the University of Florida Bookstore at the Wrights Union. The UF Bookstore will be open from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. for all the orange and blue gear you need. There's a large selection of clearance items throughout the clothing department with many items up to 50% off original price. This is a great time to expand your Gator wardrobe and save some money too. So as you look to root on the Gators, debut some new orange and blue gear at the UF Bookstore, open noon to 5 on Sunday. So to score, just remember the University of Florida Bookstore inside the Wrights Union on campus, and go Gators!
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Pass, set, kill, point, Florida. Gator volleyball fans, do you want to get closer to the action and support your favorite student athletes? Join the Gator Attack Club, the official booster club for Florida Volleyball. Your membership gets you exclusive access to events like Meet the Team socials, pre-match coaches' corners, and post-match receptions. To join the fun, visit GatorAttackClub.org. The Gator Attack Club. Join now and get ready to cheer the Gators on to victory. Go Gators!
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app.
Spill your guts. Learn more at spillyourguts.org.